Welcome to DMV Test Master. Today we're focusing on one of the most important and most commonly failed sections of the DMV permit test, right-of-way rules. Knowing who goes first at intersections, around pedestrians, and in special situations is the key to passing your written exam and becoming a safe driver. Let's go through 25 of the most common right-of-way questions you'll face on the real DMV test. Question 1. At a four-way stop, who goes first? Answer: the first vehicle to stop goes first. If two vehicles stop at the same time, the driver on the right has the right-of-way. Question 2. If you're turning left at an intersection, who do you yield to? Answer: you must yield to oncoming traffic and pedestrians before completing your turn. Question 3. What should you do when entering a roundabout? Answer: yield to traffic already in the roundabout and enter only when it's safe. Question 4. At a T intersection, which driver has the right-of-way? Answer: the driver on the through road has the right-of-way. The vehicle on the ending road must yield. Question 5. What do you do when an emergency vehicle approaches with lights and sirens? Answer: pull over to the right side of the road and stop until the emergency vehicle has passed. Question 6. Who has the right-of-way at a pedestrian crosswalk? Answer: pedestrians always have the right-of-way at marked and unmarked crosswalks. Question 7. When two vehicles arrive at an uncontrolled intersection at the same time, who goes first? Answer: the vehicle on the right goes first. Question 8. If you are on an unpaved road and approaching a paved road, who has the right-of-way? Answer: traffic on the paved road has the right-of-way. Question 9. What must you do when approaching a yield sign? Answer: slow down, prepare to stop, and yield to traffic or pedestrians before proceeding. Question 10. If you're on a highway and a vehicle is entering from an on-ramp, who has the right-of-way? Answer: traffic already on the highway has the right-of-way. Vehicles entering must yield and adjust speed to merge safely. Question 11. What happens if you and another vehicle arrive at an intersection with stop signs at the same time? Answer: the driver on the right has the right-of-way. Question 12. When driving in an alley or driveway, who has the right-of-way? Answer: traffic on the main road has the right-of-way. Vehicles exiting alleys or driveways must yield. Question 13. What do flashing red traffic lights mean for right-of-way? Answer: treat it like a stop sign. Stop completely, then yield to other traffic or pedestrians before proceeding. Question 14. What must drivers do when a school bus has flashing red lights? Answer: all drivers must stop in both directions unless a physical median separates the lanes. Question 15. When making a right turn on red, who has the right-of-way? Answer: you must yield to pedestrians and all other traffic before making the turn. Question 16. At a three-way intersection, who has the right-of-way? Answer: the traffic on the through road has the right-of-way. Vehicles on the dead-end road must yield. Question 17. What should you do when approaching a funeral procession? Answer: yield the right-of-way. Do not cut through a funeral procession. Question 18. At a railroad crossing without gates or signals, who has the right-of-way? Answer: trains always have the right-of-way. Stop and wait until the tracks are clear. Question 19. If you are making a left turn at a green light, who has the right-of-way? Answer: oncoming traffic going straight has the right-of-way. Yield before turning. Question 20. Who has the right-of-way when two vehicles meet on a steep hill road with no room to pass? Answer: the vehicle going downhill must yield and back up if necessary. Question 21. At intersections with flashing yellow lights, who has the right-of-way? Answer: proceed with caution. but yield to other traffic or pedestrians already in the intersection. Question 22. When must you yield to blind pedestrians? Answer: always. Blind pedestrians with a white cane or guide dog have absolute right-of-way. Question 23. If you approach a yield sign and another vehicle is already in the intersection, who has the right-of-way? Answer: the vehicle already in the intersection has the right-of-way. Question 24. What should you do when approaching a four-way stop and arriving at the same time as another driver across from you? Answer: if both go straight, they may proceed together. If one turns left, that driver must yield to the other vehicle going straight. Question 25. What is the golden rule of right-of-way? Answer: right-of-way is always given, never taken. Even if you think you have the right-of-way, yield if it prevents a collision. And that's it. 25 of the most important right-of-way questions for your DMV permit test. Mastering these rules will not only help you pass the written exam, but also make you a safer, smarter driver on the road. For more practice, go to dmvtestmaster.com right now and try it for free. Get real DMV practice tests, state-specific questions for California, Texas, Florida, New York, and all 50 states. Don't risk failing. Pass your DMV test the first time with DMV Test Master. Visit today and start practicing for free.